Hello, hey. So I'm on the other end of this trip that comes after this video. I just thought I'd record a little bit of something to give context for those of you watching. You can see my eyes. I'm very sleepy. It's been a good recovery day. I just got back last night from this trip, and this is kind of the behind the scenes footage of what I was doing and kind of working on while I was in Morioka this week. And this is all members only stuff that I put on the members only Instagram. And just to give you some context, basically, I was asked to recommend a city for the New York Times 52 places to visit in 2023 last fall. And the editors approached me and I gave them Morioka. I really loved it. Part of my Tiny Barber post office series. It was one of the 10 cities I visited at the end of 2021. And it just blew me away. It's great. And so I recommended it. I kind of strongly advocated for it. I didn't know where it was going to go on the list. I thought it would be 30 or 40 or something like that, be in the mix somewhere in there, but not stand out. The list came out in mid-January, and it was number 2. Morioka was number 2. So that was quite a shock to me, and it was quite a shock to all of Morioka and kind of all of Japan in a way. It was sort of interesting. So initially I thought there would be a little bit of sort of media interest, and then a few requests started to come in as soon as people knew I could speak Japanese, and I thought, okay, I'll say yes to a couple, there'll be 2 of these requests and then it'll be done. And it turns out over the last 3-4 weeks, I've done 20 plus interviews. I've been on every major national network, TV network. I've been in every major newspaper. I've been in a bunch of the major magazines and journals. And the mayor and the governor of Morioka and Iwate Prefecture reached out to me, and I thought it would be good for me to go back. I was going to go back anyway to just kind of see how everyone was doing, how the shops that I recommended were doing, and to just see the vibe of the city, see what's going on. I just felt like it was important to follow up. And the reason why I was doing all those interviews too was because I felt like I had a duty. I had sort of thrust this ranking, or this, it's not supposed to be a ranking, but everyone perceives it as a ranking. Morioka is number 2. Number 1 was London. Morioka is number 2. Big shock. I think it was that contrast too of being next to London that kind of freaked them out. They didn't know how to process it. They didn't think they were that valuable of a place. So it was sort of interesting to see that response. And then I felt a duty or an obligation to kind of explain things. I wasn't doing any of these media appearances for myself at all. I felt very ego free from all of this. I was just, in fact, it was very bad timing. I was doing my Tokyo walk. This all happened simultaneously. And I've just tried to make it a point to explain why I think Morioka is valuable as a mid-sized city in Japan. And that mid-sized cities, I think, are valuable all around the world. And as we have the deep population crises happening in multiple first world countries, a lack of children being born, an aging population. You're starting to see these cities and villages in the countryside disappear. And so these kind of mid-sized cities are places that you can kind of save a little bit of that countryside, or that's sort of like removed from the big city ethos or feel. And it gives people an opportunity to build a different kind of life outside of the big cities. And as I've seen in Morioka, the life that you can build is extremely rich. It is textured. It is delicious. It is full of creativity. And I just thought that needed to be elevated and celebrated. So that's why that city came to mind so strongly. And so I've basically just been saying what I'm saying right now to media. When I met the mayor a few days ago, and when I met the governor a few days ago, saying the same thing. Look, I just think these kinds of places are important. I get a very healthy energy from a city like Morioka, and I walk the streets there, and I feel healed. This is what I tell them, because I'm seeing people who are given a strong social foundation on which to build different kinds of creative lives. So, from everything from as simple as having national health insurance so they can take the risk of running a small business without worrying about healthcare for them and their family, to just other sorts of things like progressive taxation. I mean, it gets very political very quickly, but it's sort of when I'm moving around a city like Morioka, walking through, talking to the citizens, and I'm feeling this kind of looseness, this sense of being protected in some ways, being supported by bigger forces, social forces. And you see that manifest in the openness, the eagerness for people to kind of connect, to reach out, to welcome you into their spaces. But then also most sort of, to me, profoundly, is seeing the young generation really take the baton from the older generation and keep things going. That to me is something that really splits a healthy from a slightly unhealthy or a sort of fading city. And I'm still working on all the language for this, but Morioka is full of these kind of shops, these amazing kisa and restaurants and craftspeople. I met a 16th generation iron worker, third, fourth generation soba shop owner. The kisas, the multiple kisas had these, daughters and sons in their 20s and 30s that had taken it over or were intending to take it over. And they were very excited about it. It wasn't like, oh man, I have to go back to Morioka. That's such a bummer. It was like, no, I'm in Tokyo right now. A couple of these people happen to be in Morioka when I was there. I'm in Tokyo right now, but I'm learning, I'm teaching myself, and I am going to definitely come back to Morioka and support what my parents and my grandparents in some of these cases built. So that to me is like where the real grist of this kind of energy, this future facing energy comes from when I walk around a city like that. And like I said, it just makes me feel good. It makes me feel healed. It provides an archetype for how to be in the world. I mean, what an incredible thing to feel that for something your parents built, to be like, yeah, look, my dad's coffee shop is a pillar of the community. It's an important piece of the community. I respect the work that he's done. I respect his position in the greater sort of universe of coffee shops. I'm sort of learning things on my own right now. I'm going to come back. I'm going to support. I'm going to continue part of that tradition, and I'm going to kind of do my own thing. There's a little bit of that. It's fantastic. It just feels so good. I get excited by it. Anyway, it's late. I just want to give some preamble context. Everything you're going to see is just basically I just dumped my phone video rolls from this behind the scenes stuff from the last week into Final Cut, and then here we go. So anyway, thank you all. This, like I say in the video as well, this is very much enabled by special projects. All of this, going to Morioka in the first place during the tiny barber walks, and having the ability to go back now and kind of really spend time and connect with the folks there and kind of work through this stuff. So it's pretty cool. I mean, I think economically, in terms of like just hard bucks, I said this last week sometime, but this is injecting tens to hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue into a kind of financially less vibrant part of the country, Tohoku, which northern Japan, which sort of isn't quite as genki as, say, certainly Tokyo or Western Japan, where you've got, Osaka and Kyoto and Hiroshima and Fukuoka and all that stuff going on, kind of supporting the economies over there. So this is a really good thing, I think. And everyone I met was incredible, and it was a real honor to be there and to go through this experience, which felt very surreal. And again, completely sort of ego detached, just going because I felt like I had an obligation to try to hammer home. This is not a fluke. I'm a weird guy, but I've seen a lot. I've walked 10,000, 5,000 kilometers of Japan, whatever. I've walked a ton. I've been through hundreds of cities, talked to hundreds, if not thousands of people. And so this isn't a random selection. This is a selection coming from a place of having seen a lot. And so hopefully you can take that and run with it, because I think the impulse is to brush it off. So, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't know anything about Japan. He doesn't know anything about sort of mid-sized cities or smaller countryside cities. And so it's a fluke, whatever. I don't want them to say that. I want them to go, oh, this is valuable. You're right. Damn. Okay. Sure. Yeah. What should we do? And like elevate that and have that become an archetype for other cities, Matsumoto, Onomichi, Yamaguchi, places like that, that also can fit into a similar kind of category. So anyway, long preamble, long ramble. Hope you watch this in 2x. And thank you. And hopefully from tomorrow, we're back to like a semi-regularly scheduled life. with less TV stuff and all that. Anyway, thank you so much. I'm going to slide into bed and just say goodnight for as long as humanly possible now. Anyway, thank you. Good night. Bye.
Morioka ではやぶさ号と小町号を切り離します。切り離し作業のため
今でこそ目のうち働く場所がないから持ってきて作って持ってくんだけど、昔はこっちが道具が、でそこのうちで働いたんだよね。
必ず買ってたんですよ。そういうあれがトラクターに変わったりして牛がもう俺がやってる時に単価牛って言ってもう放し飼いの牛なんですけど、これが2万といたので自分だけ。
So here we are with, this is just for members, little message for them, but I'm here with Nagasawa, Coffee Man, he was in it. Here's Azumaya's Baba-san, and here's Book Nerd, Mr. Book Nerd. How's it going? And then this is Imai-san from IBC, and her producer, whose name is Ono-san. Ono-san, yes. We're eating pizza in Morioka because it's good. You should eat it. Yummy.
あ、ドイツのレーベルから。いや、すごい今だってオリジナルは相当です。
そう
中古市場。
びっくりです。
スタジオミュールから前出てたんじゃないですか。そのシリーズは買いました。
あ、買ったんですか。
ジョニーさんには多分お金いってないだろうなと思って買ったんですけど。
そうですか。
あ、買ったんですか。すごいですね。
さすがに1万何本払ってキングコングは買えないですよ。
あれ、
再発されて
キングコングはね、じゃああげようか。オリジナル版ね、実は2、3枚取ってあるんですよ。この時、これね、これ五木ひろゆきさんの小説のタイトルだから、
はいはい。
五木ひろゆきさんに許可をもらいに、
なるほど。
直談判してそしてね、行ったら救出してるし、旅行中で1週間は帰ってこないって言われたんだけど、空振りで戻ってくるわけにいかないから、もう1週間ストーカーみたいにバブっていうのを3日目に
帰ってきた。
帰ってきて。
で、後ろちょっと見せていただけますか。あ、これ。It's him. Holy moly. Whoa. What a day. I'm just getting done, just getting back. It is 10:44 p.m. I left this room about 9 hours ago, and I've been talking pretty much nonstop since. And it's been really good. It's been really interesting. Ended up getting together with all the people, and then we ended up going to Johnny's. And apparently, I got this is a first edition of one of Johnny's extremely famous records, King Kong, Samusamo Atsusamu Samusamo. That's the name of the record. I don't even have a record player, but I can't. It was apparently too big a deal to say no to. So, yeah, geez, man, it has been this was the day where I had on the schedule pretty much nothing. Tomorrow is when I have like full schedule, so we'll see how that feels. Lots of photos. Generally, I think very good. And we had just amazing conversations. Getting that group together, it was unlocking some magic, some voodoo. It was pretty special. Anyway, the little gathering we just did at Johnny's. So anyway, very interesting. But I'm going to import these photos and then run straight to bed, which is right there. Thankfully, don't have to run far. Anyway, more tomorrow. Early morning off to do a bunch of stuff. Bye. Hey, good morning. I'm out with the commuters walking. Hey, good morning. I just finished breakfast. I had a really bad sleep, so I slept in a little bit more than I expected, but it's all good. The light didn't come out anyway until about 8:30. Just finished breakfast. It is 9:30 now, and I'm going to get a haircut, hopefully, and then going to see Book Nerd to talk books and photograph him in his shop. So here with Baba-san. This is Baba-san, Wanko Soba Baba-san. Tell us a little bit about Wanko Soba.
Wanko soba. Wanko soba is a local traditional food, and we serve Japanese buckwheat noodles in tiny, small bowls, and you can eat as much as you can.
What's the most anyone's eaten?
570.
570.
Right.
And that was a woman.
Right.
What's the most a man's eaten?
Men's. I think it's around 500.
So 500. Amazing. What's the average? What does the normal?
It's like 50 to 60 men
Okay.
and 30 to 40 women.
Wow. Cool.
My record is 222.
222.
Right.
Cool. Thank you.
だね。
So we got Book Nerd here now too. Ayasaka-san.
Yeah.
What are you gonna eat? Where are you? Where are you? Where are we right now?
In Azumaya.
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 And what are you gonna eat? Are you getting Wanko Soba or something else?
なんていうんですか、カツ丼。
Katsudon.
カツ丼。
You're getting katsudon.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you always get katsudon here?
Yeah.
Always katsudon?
Yeah. A bit delicious.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Is that you saying it just because Baba-san's here, or is it really actually delicious?
Actually, delicious.
Actually delicious? Okay.
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Yeah. Of course.
Oh, great. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you.
Just finished soba over at Wanko Place, and now having a little coffee at Waltz, which is a very nice cafe with very nice people running it. I'm going to show you those people right now. Oh,
I'm Walt.
you're Waltz.
Yes.
This is Waltz, and that's also Waltz. Hello.
Hi, hello.
How you doing? Wife
Husband,
and husband.
Yeah.
Excellent, and they do very good coffee, and they got a nice big fancy coffee machine. You do the real stuff. No jokes here. They got a nice record player. It's very good. Roasting in the back over there. Anyway, thank you. Okay, so off to meet the mayor today. I think that's who we're meeting. Getting picked up in like 10 minutes. So I put on a suit because I was told you should probably do that if you're meeting important people. Wasn't able to get a haircut. I wanted to like shave this considerably shorter, but the barber guy that I was planning on going to has been shut. I hope he's not sick. But so that little bit of scheduling kind of got messed up. Anyway, gonna go shake some hands. This is just all part of a weird side quest. I have zero ego invested in this whatsoever. It's just funny to me, and I just want to be helpful to the city. And so if by talking to the mayor and saying, do good things for this place, maybe they'll continue to do good things. That's the main sort of motivation here. And it's just funny. Like I said, it's just kind of like a side quest. It does feel distracting a little bit. I mean, parts of this trip certainly feel distracting. They offered to pay for my transportation and in here and everything, and I declined. Actually, I declined payment from the city. I don't know. It just feels weird. I didn't want to take that money, and I'm getting paid from the New York Times to do kind of a follow up that will sort of cover some of the costs, but really this is a special projects trip. So thank you for enabling that, and we'll see. I'll send some behind the scenes mayoral footage. But look at that, I'm right next to another inn. I swear to God, the view looks better if you just kind of move a little bit. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna go downstairs, get in the lobby, get ready, and we'll see how this thing goes. Bye-bye. Hey, so I'm backstage. This is my buddy. What's your name?
Koki Katsumata.
That's this guy. He's been looking after me. I got some tea and water. Very exciting. And then I'm gonna go out with the mayor. There's a bunch of like big cameras and stuff and TV stuff going on. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but we'll see. Oh, they're here. All right, bye.
少しの間、404会議室でお待ちくださいますようお願いします。
Everyone's taking photos of me. ありがとうございました。
半地下なので外とつながってて、当時石井正一郎が住んでたわかんなあそこで。こっちパーティー会場としてたみたいな。今もちろんなので、また別なんですけど。はい。このレーンは東京駅と同じ。
あ、そうです。Same as Tokyo Station. Woo! Oh my God! Wow, that was a lot of stuff. That was so much stuff. I'm back. I honestly, I'm not entirely sure what happened. I don't know what I just did. I don't know if I was used as a political tool to further the machinations of the mayor of Morioka, but there were an incredible number of media there, and like you saw the thing I put up. Yeah, it was very, very surreal, very weird. And then there was like 30 minutes of people asking me questions, and like one guy was like asking if I knew how to like fix certain social problems, and I had to remind everyone that I know nothing. And hold on a sec. Well, I made it very clear many times that all I did was point at Morioka. At the end, they were like, "Do you have a message for the citizens of Morioka?" And I was just like, "Look, like I'm just an idiot. All I'm doing is I'm just walking around. I'm seeing things, going to lots of towns. This is a good one. I'm just pointing towards it." And I said, like, "Look, I am healed by places like this. I come to places like this, places that are functioning, that have a good energy, where people are being taken care of. Shops are thriving, where there's a welcoming kind of environment, energy, and I'm healed by that. And that is like my own traumas or whatever, but like that's the sort of thing that heals me. And so, hold on. So because I feel healed by cities like Morioka, I said, I'm just grateful you're here. So thank you. So it's like I have no message for you guys other than just like thank you. I feel gratitude that I'm able to walk around places like this, that I'm able to be present and sort of direct my attention at these things. And truly, I feel better and healed after doing these walks and engaging with these places. And so just keep it going. And thank you so much for existing. It's basically the message. I'm so tired. I slept so badly last night. I have like two nights a year where I sleep terribly. Normally it's not so bad. Last night, I don't know. I wasn't nervous. I don't know. I don't know what it was. So bad. I got like maybe 3 hours of sleep last night. So then I'm sort of doing this insane media thing. I thought it was going to be much more subdued. I thought it was just going to be like, hey, what's up? We're going to shake the mayor's hand. It was this big deal. I got like a present, this sort of iron kettle. Everyone's like photographing us, shaking his hand. I don't know if this guy is like a Nazi. I don't know like is really his like political positions. I'm assuming he's not terrible and that he's not, I don't know, a bad human being. That might be, I don't know. This is why that's what feels like a little bit of a risk of having done this, is that I don't entirely know who I'm engaging with here. But my main goal, as I said, egoless. All I'm trying to do is make sure that the message does not get lost in all this hullabaloo, that this is a good place, and thank you. And I'm just a schmuck pointing. That's all I'm doing. I'm just going, nice, this is good. That's it. So please, don't expect, I can't do anything else. Anyway, it's a good thing that I brought a suit, because holy crap, I would have felt out of place if I didn't have a suit on. Everyone and their mama had a suit on. And it worked out. So now I'm going to take a bath and curl up, and then I'm going to go eat some Indian food, because I just want some delicious sort of comfort food. I feel COVID brained. I feel completely zonked. So anyway, thus ends the mayor adventure. Just one other thing I want to add. So I did the mayor thing, and then like a bunch of the people from town hall took me around the city, and they were showing me places, and there was photographers with them, and they're going to do some hashtag thing with one of my recommendations, which, by the way, I recommended the second floor on a 50-year-old Kisa as one of my favorite places in Morioka. But one thing that just while I'm thinking of it, I've encountered so little cynicism. I'm always kind of astounded by the lack of cynicism in Japan. Just this incredible genuineness, like zero, nothing kind of behind the facade of like, actually I'm like, none of this kind of like, oh, the unknowableness or whatever, that like, what are these weird things that we used to say about the Japanese. But instead this I mean, just all day, this genuine kind of like authentic, cynicism free vibe. Just shocking, just absolutely shocking. I don't know if like I just have so much cynicism in me, or if I'm just used to like kind of our Western cynicism way of being or whatever, but that was just interesting to feel. So I just want to make note of that. Okay, time for a bath. Bye-bye. Took a shower, took a bath, feeling a little bit better. I thought I'd talk about something I just remembered. So they didn't really explain, man, they just sent so many emails like in the prep and lead up to this. They didn't really explain what was going to go on, and it kept changing, and I was just like, I don't have the space to like process this. So I kind of went today just thinking I was going to shake the mayor's hand and just say hello, and like I was going to give him kisa by kisa. And obviously it was like this bigger, it was just like huge, like very big mass media thing. And so we go in there and we sit down, we sit down and in front of all of these cameras, and I'm just immediately like, and everyone's like taking photos and it's flashing and it's going, and I'm just like, oh, okay, I've dramatically underprepared for this, whatever this might be. And so the governor there, or the mayor there, he's got a speech printed out, like a full speech with corrections and edits and that, all this stuff. And so they're like, okay, some guy announces, okay, it's gonna begin, what's beginning, I don't know. And the mayor gives like this speech essentially like, oh, we're so grateful and, thank you and blah, blah, blah. And we're gonna like, try to use this energy of, the New York Times selection. And I'm just sitting there thinking like, am I supposed to have a speech too? Like, which I probably should have. The fact that I had a suit on, I think was like, that was a lucky last minute decision. But so he's doing this, it's like a 5-minute speech, and then he finishes, and then the guy's like, and now does Moto-san have anything to say? And I was just like, hi, no, I guess I'm going to write a speech right now in the moment. And, I just said whatever I said. I don't remember what I said, but just improv sort of saying like, thank you. And, I'm glad that this has been so well received. And, you guys should be proud of your fantastic city. And, it's an honor to be able to point at you guys and say how great you are. So anyway, that was kind of funny. I really was for a moment like, oh, okay. I needed someone else. I needed a team. Kind of like on top of the mayor clearly had a team. Someone had clearly written the speech for him and like prepped him and got him all ready. And I felt a little understaffed. So if I'm going to be doing more mayoral meetings in front of mass communication, I'm gonna put together a team for that. So if you want to apply, let me know. Taking applications, it pays in jelly beans. So I hope that's okay. Okay, all right. I'm gonna go be a zombie for a little bit and then go eat some Indian food. Yum yum. Good morning again. I'm in the suit. It is 9:10 in the morning. I have a meeting with the governor in half an hour, and I think it's going to take me about 20 minutes to walk there. So I'm leaving in about 2 minutes. So, we'll see. I don't know. I don't think today could be as crazy as yesterday because I just can't imagine. I feel like everyone came yesterday from media, and I can't imagine that they would come again. That would seem weird. But who knows? Looking forward to meeting the governor. He seems like kind of an interesting dude with a pretty international background. And we'll see. But anyway, getting that out of the way in the morning, and then I'm running around town. I got finally getting a haircut. I think they're open today. I want to go see my guy Hirasawa-san, and talk to some other people. I've got another interview in the afternoon. I'm going to interview a coffee shop, and then running around later in the evening. I'm actually going to go give a little talk at kind of like a youth urban planning meeting or something. I don't know what's going on. I'm just going with the flow. Flow is strange, and we'll see where we end up by the end of the day. But tomorrow I go back home, so this is it. This is the last day, and it's pre-packed. Anyway, all right, out into the cold Morioka. Bye. Okay, so I just finished the meeting with the governor. It was very cool. He was very, very cool. I ranked that like a 9 out of 10 cool factor for politicians. The governor, very, very cool dude. And now we've got a video crew with me they're coming to watch me get a haircut. Supposedly, we'll see if the haircut guy lets me in or not. But it's beautiful out and I'm starving, so hopefully we can just sneak in, get a little buzz, and then I don't know, go get some good food somewhere. Hopefully, we'll see. Woo, we got a haircut. I really wish I had gotten that like 2 days ago. I think it looks a lot better, but take what we get. Anyway, it was fun. The poor barber couldn't have been more nervous, but he did a good job. It really is. I think that is the best buzz cut you can get in Japan, but gotta be careful who I tell that to. Anyway, all right, on to the next stuff. Gotta go see, drink some coffee, eat some food.
こだわってなくて、この器に出したいなぐらいなんで。
Just finished a super amazing coffee experience at Hataya, and had a great conversation with the father who's running the shop, and it's been around for over 30 years. Super influenced by a bunch of old school coffee shops in Tokyo. Kind of brought out a map showing me kind of the history of the influences and how they've spread out and where his shop sits amongst them, and just really sweet, lovely people. And then also, just by chance, his daughter, who's 25, came, and she works at Morioka Coffee in Tokyo. So she's kind of like left the nest a little bit to go do her coffee training elsewhere, spread her coffee wings, and learn a little bit about espresso. And she's done that. And at some point, her plan is to come back and sort of take over the family business here. So that's kind of really nice to see the next generation excited about coming back. And she's like so dialed in. She's such a good, I'm sure she's an amazing barista. So it'll be really great. I don't know, you just see stuff like that and you go, okay, there's a future here. It just felt so alive. Such an amazing coffee shop. Anyway, off to the next one. Whoop. Hello, Mr. Nagasawa. Hello. And Baba!
Hey.
It's Baba. Hello! So I finished the interview with Kyoto News, and then I took a little break at Waltz, and now I'm heading to kind of a community planning event. I'm not entirely sure what it is. I've been invited to be a special guest. I don't know what specialness I'm going to bring to the table, but we'll see. A woman walking down the street just yelled at me, "It's you! You're famous! Thank you!" Another woman stopped her car and was like, "Oh, hello, Craig-san! Thank you for the New York Times article," and then like drove off. So it's pretty funny. Anyway, as long as it stays positive, it's good. So, all right, off to this event, and I'll send an update from there or after. We'll see what goes on. Bye. Hello, hey, finished dinner, and now I just had the dinner with the nicest human beings in the world, and then now they've taken me to this incredible jazz bar cafe, run by also extremely nice people. Everyone here has just been extremely, extremely nice, and yeah, it's just been good. So anyway, I'm gonna have one little nice sort of otsukare nightcap, a couple friends here, and then that'll be the end of the formal portion of the Morioka trip. Anyway, More soon. Look at these speakers. Amazing. So this is Shimizu-san. Hello. Shimizu-san is a wonderful designer. He does amazing branding. He's branded like most of the biggest, most important companies in Morioka. He's very, very good. He's got 15 employees. This is Yasuko, who is a solo flautist, and she puts on amazing flouty shows in Morioka. This is what she does. This is Suzuki-san, 16th generation iron pot maker. Is that correct?
Right. Yes.
Yes. And I'm gonna go to your studio soon. Next visit, we're gonna do a studio visit. Here's the connector, Mr. Baba.
今までその全体的なところだけだったところをここが出てきたからまたさらに俺たち怒っていいんだ好きな街と思ってるところ行っていいんだみたいな馬場さんのほじくりによってまだ行政もちょっとやる気になって最高じゃないですかそれで流れはありますねこれ今なんですよねだから北倉重要そうなのもあったけど
Hey, I finally just got back to the hotel room. Baba-san ended up inviting all sorts of different, interesting, amazing kind of creative people from Morioka to that Kisa jazz bar. And they were all really lovely, including the random guy in the bar who we didn't know, who had 2 gold sticks and wanted to give me a massage with his gold sticks. So he did. So and that was all right. It was a little bit weird. You saw the video. But yeah, this is sort of like coming to the end of this trip. I'm going to try to go to a few places tomorrow that I wasn't able to fit in yesterday or today because the schedule was so intense. But basically, yeah, I mean, it was just really, really bizarre, really amazing. I got all these links sent to me of what news programs I appeared on. Today there was a bunch showing me get my head shaved. I mean, it was very bizarre. I mean, I have to admit there's like a certain element of this entire experience that feels very like Truman Show-esque or like scripted. But I am just rolling with it. Again, like I said, sort of egoless, just going with the dream, with the strange dreamlike structure of the last few days. And yeah, everyone's been really lovely. And I met more amazing people today. And I am just shocked always by how generous and open and genuine everyone's been. And I've been taking notes like crazy, hearing stories from restaurant owners about people who were in Japan, had different plans. The article came out, and then they decided to come to Morioka. And everyone has just said all the people they've been meeting have been wonderful, and they're just really grateful and really happy. And one of the owners was telling me about how kind of affected by COVID, a lot of the shops were in town, and so this kind of post-COVID boost, even though still a lot of COVID going on. Even this kind of like post-pandemic boost feels really important. So that's good to hear. And also, someone else was saying about how people would like come up to me and just say, "Hey, look, I really like this thing you said. I like the fact that you found this thing about the city great." Da, da, da. And just the general sentiment is like, it's hard if you live in a place to remember how necessarily great a place can be. And so having this sort of external input arrive in a way that feels trustworthy, and I think part of what I've tried to do in the last couple of days is, again, show that I don't really have an agenda here, and that I'm just genuinely kind of in love with this place, and that my recommending it doesn't come with some sort of hidden backstory or anything like that, really, in terms of my connection with the city. I just genuinely find that it's a nice place, and the last few days have further emphasized that feeling. And it's just been, like I said before, there's a lot of gratitude that I'm feeling towards being able to hang out here and kind of spread this sense of positivity, and that's been great. So I look forward to going to a couple more places tomorrow, kind of before I take the Shinkansen back home, and yeah, we'll see how that goes. But thanks all for following along. I hope this has been interesting. It's been very surreal for me, and in a weird way, it's been nice to have this sort of strange diary that I've been putting together. So anyway, thank you for your support. You all, I keep having to stop at like a minute because Instagram will cut it off. Thank you for your support. Thank you all essentially enabled this to happen, special projects members, and in a very not strange way at all, in a very direct way. All this Morioka related stuff, and Morioka, the city, kind of having this little bump of revitalization, and the money that is going to come in from inbound visitors, not just from abroad, but also from neighboring prefectures, which is already happening. I mean, there's probably an impact of tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars of extra sort of financial flow that's going to happen here because of this over the next couple of years. So it's pretty cool, and thanks for enabling that, and thanks for allowing me to go on these kinds of strange little journeys that are really lovely and are kind of the thing. It's the grist that life is made of. Anyway, I'm very tired. I keep trying to wrap this thing up before the minute mark, but I feel very used up in a satisfying way, and yeah. Anyway, I look forward to getting back and working on some other projects now, but this was a really, really kind of amazing side quest, as I've been calling it. So thanks again, and we'll talk to you soon. I feel fried, but good fried. Anyway, good night. Thank you.
ありがとうございます。